Hey lovelies, happy Sunday night and welcome to my channel. I am so glad you could make it to tonight's makeup play date. It has been a hot minute since I have done a live, so I feel like I'm almost like out of my element. It's sort of like when you aren't riding a bike for a long time and then you're like, okay, I know how to do this, but at first you're a little wobbly. So feeling a little wobbly at the moment, but I am very excited for tonight's video. And I just want to check for anyone who is in the chat if I could get like a thumbs up or some sort of comment just to make sure that you can hear my audio, since that seems to have been the problem last time. I did a check, but I think we are good to go. So if you haven't met before, my name is Kelly and I'm a professional hair and makeup artist. And here on my channel, I strive to keep beauty real, real honest, real relatable, and real fun. And tonight is going to be real fun. Thank you. Thanks, Tori. I appreciate that. So tonight, it's here. I am so excited to play with this beauty. We have the Blend Bunny Cosmetics Surge Palette. And let me tell you, the minute that I saw this color story, I was like, yes, I am going to get this palette. It is exactly what I'm looking for. Something fun, something that's different than a lot of what I have in my collection. So we will definitely be going into this tonight. We're going to do some swatches. We will, of course, do a couple looks and see what we think of this palette. This is my first Blend Bunny palette. I did not get the Blends palette. Honestly, I think what kind of tipped it over the edge for me is that this one does have a few shimmers, because you know I love my shimmer, and I thought that this would be a good way to still have that within one palette. But I've heard nothing but good things about the Blends palette, so I am very excited to try this one out. Thank you to everyone that is popping on in. Let's see, who do we have tonight? We have Haley, of course we have Tori. She gave me the thumbs up on the audio. And we have Maria and Liz. Hey, Bethany. Hey, Tammy. Thank you all so much. So I am, again, so excited to play with this. Now, I think for me, I was actually really excited, that this came and it's a decent size palette. It's not a palette that is like as big as my vanity top here, because I was really hoping to be able to have this as one that I could travel with if I wanted to, one to keep in my kit if I needed. And I'm still hoping to be able to do that. I am just a smidge nervous about that because if you saw my Instagram stories, this one right here, the energy shade did come busted. Not combusted, like it didn't start on fire. So I did see that a few other people have had that problem. Obviously right now, like shipping and mailing is crazy anyway. But I do kind of wonder if this is a pretty soft formula. So I don't know if she will be traveling with me. I will let you know that the company has already offered to send me a replacement palette. I was like, oh, let me just try to press it. But it is, of course, one of the matte neons, which I think is a formula that's probably going to be a little hard to do that with, but I am going to give that a go. So that is just the first thing. It did come packaged in bubble tape and then in a bubble mailer as well. So somewhat minimal shipping packaging, but I also don't like to see like a palette like this in a huge box that just, you know, it's like our carbon footprint. Let's slim that down a little bit. So I don't know if somebody was playing Frisbee or what with this baby, but I do appreciate that the company has incredible customer service. If you don't know much about Blend Bunny Cosmetics, it was, of course, started by Blend Bunny on Instagram. And I think that, you know, when you see that a brand is started by a makeup artist, I'm always really interested in that. So that is something for me that I feel like it's going to be coming from someone that really knows what they're looking for as far as formula. And so when I saw that this was started by Maggie, someone, I mean, first of all, if you have not seen her work on Instagram, please go. Like, I'm just going to tell you all right now, we're not going to be doing any Maggie inspired looks tonight, but I'm going to do my best. So, oh, I see. Yep, we have, oh, sorry that Rebecca, I didn't mean to like pop you in there. Yes, Blend Bunny is on your wish list too. That is great. Yeah, when the palette is literally fire. Yes, thank God that's not what happened. But if you aren't familiar, I just wanted to give you a little bit of details on this. So again, this was started by Blend Bunny herself. And this palette is in US dollars. It is $43 and the shipping was $5. Now, if you are interested in snagging this, please use the beautiful Bad to the Brow, Millie. Use her non-affiliate code. It is Millie. It's going to save you, I believe, 10%. So I just want to let anybody know, save some cash on this one. It's MILLY, and that is one that will save you some cash. So what I thought we would do tonight is go ahead and, of course, we'll swatch all these on just a clean basic arm, and then we'll play a little bit. So before we get into this, what I wanted to say again, right off the bat, what I thought like was very exciting is that this is a palette that is, it has a lot of shades, right? But it's still fairly compact. I know everybody right now is talking about the, the big one that came out this fall. Somebody help me. Is it by the same brand that has a Carnival palette? Anyway, it's like, it's huge. It is like this much of shadows, like open. So like, it's crazy. And I can't do that. I can't have something that's so big that I can't place it anywhere to actually play with it, because I'm going to be honest, it's not very often that I have that much room on my vanity to have like a laptop size palette. And also I just know that I won't use it because it's so big that I'm going to have to store it somewhere, probably in these cabinets, and out of sight, out of mind most of the time. Yes, the Antidote palette. Everybody's like, Antidote, Antidote. Yes, thank you. Just checking up on the comments here. Oh, Tammy's pimping me out here. Thank you so much. The other thing that I liked about this is you obviously have, let me get this up here. So you obviously have your neon shades, and this is, there we go. You have your neon shades. You of course have these shimmers. You have these beautiful deepening shades. And then you have what I would call like traditional, but still bright AF. And then you have some pastels here. So this to me is almost like, it's like the cool kids Tati palette. You know how Tati had like, because all of these are obviously like in the same shade ranges as they go through, but it's definitely got some kick in the pants. So how Tati had like different finishes, these are obviously like slightly different colors. And then of course you have like, you know, some different depth here. So what I think when I see this is obviously if you really wanted to, you could go row by row. You could even like do a row, a row, a row, a row. So like pair these two rows, you could pair these two rows, you could pair these two rows. If looking at something like this, like overwhelms you and you're like, I don't even know where to start with all of this color, I feel like that would be really good because you could have some shimmer and neon, which would be really great. You could have some shimmer and some really deep color. You could have the deep and the mid-tone, and you could also do a mid-tone and a pastel. So that would really easily just give you like a place to start. The other thing is this is like a monochromatic palette. Boom, right there. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You basically have 6 monochromatic palettes right here. So you could also do it that way. So I feel like this is like a really great way to simplify that down if it's sort of like, whoa, I don't know where to start with this. Yes, this dark row is so beautiful. I like that it's like still has color to it, but it's got like that little bit of grunge. So I'm really excited to play with these. All right. So let's go ahead and get into this. By the way, beverage of the night is the La Croix Guava Sao Paulo. This is really good if you like guava. I know I've talked about this, but if you like guava and you like sparkling waters, it's a very good one. All right. So I don't know. We're going to see. We're going to see if my skin will show up these pastels. So as we're going through and swatching this, what I thought I would do is we will do one like very neon look, and then we will do one that is more like dark, super bold. We're going to see. And also, if you didn't know, these neon tones are UV reactive. So if you're going somewhere where there's going to be a UV light, you'll be able to play around with that. I do have to say, I did get a UV light, so maybe we will play with this. We'll do one look featuring the neon colors and see what that looks like under the UV light. Let me know. Oh, thank you for the hair compliment. It's freshly washed and styled for all of you lovelies. Oh, that's funny. Yeah, I don't think people understand. I don't think people understand Liz at all. Like, but this is why I try not to judge if I, see someone who has like an insane collection in another realm and we're like, why would you ever need that many of whatever? I'm sure people look at us and are like, that's more lip gloss than you'll ever need. That's more lip gloss than you could ever use if you put it all over your body. All right, so let's go ahead and get into this. So when we go through, you guys will have to let me know if there is some like a shade range in here or any particular shades that you want to see on my face. By the way, I do just have some foundation and a light bit of bronzer on. So I figured that way, if we want to add some blush to this situation, some highlight, we can do that. I also have a little bit of lip liner on. Actually, I was just talking to Colin from Queer Bones, and they were saying, we were talking about House Labs because we both like that makeup line and it gets a lot of like flack, but we were talking about the lip liner. So that's all I have on my lips. I have the Myth lip liner from House and it's so creamy. So I didn't even add anything over the top. So figured we'd start neutral and we can build on it. So let's get into some swatches. I think I'll probably zoom you guys in. Hello. All right. So we are going to do pastels first. And then I think what I'll probably do is do that dark row last, just in case we get some staining here. So we're going to go into those first 3 shades. Again, this is just on my clean arm. So I saw that someone in the comments said that they have already seen that their palette shipped out, but does anyone actually have this palette in their hot little hands? So we're getting the top row of pastels here. Now, obviously, pastels are one of these things that I think don't exactly always swatch great, but I feel like these look very pastel without being like hella chalky. I'm also realizing I'm going to need some wipes to remove some of this. And for me, honestly, I think that these are going to be really great shades to like buff out an edge or to like lay down and then maybe place a shimmer over the top, something like that. I don't think that most people are probably going to like wear these pastel shades as like a full look, but maybe you will. Flawed and Fabulous, you got it a few days ago. Have you been playing? Ooh, okay, Liz, you got the original one. I might be tempted to go back and get the original one if I love this one. All right, so pastels, we'll move on to that next row. You guys, there are greens and oranges in here and a bright ass yellow. How could I not get this palette? I'm so excited. Ooh, oh, I mean, hello. So great. Yeah, I'm so excited. I will be also very curious to see if these stain. Fingers crossed. So I am just wiping my fingers off, but then I'm drying them off just to make sure that I'm not doing these swatches damp. Now, I have to say, like, this locked shade, and I could tell in the pan, it looks like it's a little bit of like a grungy olive. So it's interesting that that row like has white and black and then like a shimmery beige in the yellow, but then it has this like grungy olive. I think that that's sort of like the nod to gray, but not actually gray. It's like a colorful. And then obviously we have the more green shade at the end. I know, Tammy, the orange, it's gorgeous. I think we're definitely going to have to do that orange, especially since, you know, we're tipping into fall here. And that's the thing. I think that this is going to be a palette that you can totally use this fall, but that will also be really usable in the spring, in the summer. Like, this is going to be great. I know sometimes people are like, neons though? Flawed and Fabulous. I cannot wait. You'll have to definitely like post some looks because I just am loving seeing what everybody's creating. If you haven't seen Bad to the Brow, if you haven't seen Millie's video, she did an amazing video and her looks were just like gorgeous. I was telling her that like just in the first look where she used the neons as like a cut crease and she's just like blending and blending and blending the black. And I'm just like, this is like a Zen moment for my like makeup lover's heart. It was great. So then we're going to do this row. We'll do the shimmer row and then we'll do the dark row last. And obviously when you're using, I mean, I feel like, let me turn this down because I feel like it's showing, they're showing up like washed out. There we go. Steven. Yes. Awesome. All right. So everybody's going to go check out Flawed and Fabulous so that we can see those looks. Ooh. I am so excited to use these. Oh, that one. That was my problem. Now, these shadows do feel very soft. So if you don't like a softer formula, I would say you might want to be careful with this one. Like I said, I was hoping to be able to travel with it, but I'm not sure. We'll have to see. We'll have to see how she does. All right, then we have our last 3 neon shades. Pretty. I'm so excited. Okay. Yay. I think Steven's saying his last coaster of the day. I know he's at Six Flags. Thank you, Steven, for hopping on and getting a little color before your roller coaster rush. Yeah. Right, Liz? Seriously, I was like, well, I got to go get a UV light so that we can see what these look like, because that's literally the only time I'm going to be around a UV light. Like, because I am a night owl, but I definitely couldn't see myself like out at a club much anymore. So here are the first 3 shades in the shimmers. So the first 2, Flash and Zip It Up, have a very foily feel, where the third one, All Mine, it has a little bit of a shift. It's like that like pinky violet with that blue violet shift, but it definitely has a bit of a different texture, like a thinner texture. Thank you, Stephen. All right. Oh, that last shimmer stained my finger a little bit. All right, so moving on to the last 3 shimmers. And I would actually say that this shade Euphoric is also a little bit of a duochrome. It has it's almost like a what is that called? Cornflower. It's almost like a cornflower purpley blue with a pink shift to it. And these ones feel more like this pink one here. So the first 2, those really metallic colors, they feel thicker and a little bit more chunky. Wow. Yes, a vampire who wants to be in cozy PJs. Oh, Tori, you're in bed by 10 most nights. So I would say, so if Jeremy and I were left to our own devices, we would probably be those people who were like up until, I don't know, up until like 1 o'clock in the morning at least. But, you know, sometimes we still are. Oh, I already did that last one. I was just so excited for the green that I had to do it twice. So it still swatches really pretty. So I would say that these ones here all swatch a little bit thinner, and then those first 2 have that more like thick feel. But yeah, I would say that Jeremy and I would probably be the people who would go to bed at 1 and then sleep in. But alas, most days we don't get to do that. By the way, what did everybody do this Sunday? That is exactly what Jeremy and I did. We slept in. I was out of town doing hair and makeup for a wedding party, so I didn't get home until a little later yesterday, and I was just like zonked. I was kind of out of it, like being on the road for that long driving home. So we just literally had like a lazy night. We've been watching Counterpart on Amazon, and so we were watching that, and we just watched a couple episodes of that, and then went to bed, basically. Hey, Kieran. Thanks for hopping in. All right, so I got to dry off too. So now we're going to do that deep row. I'm so excited. All right, vinyl, the true test. We'll see how the black is. If you, by the way, do have the original blends palette and you want to see how these compare to this palette, Millie did do some swatch comparisons. Oh, hello, Grunge. You are my new best friend. Oh my God. Love it. Ooh, cleaned out the veggie garden. Nice. So this is the Taboo shade. I will say, oh my God, these are like the worst. These are the worst swatches ever. So to me, it looks like Grunge has more of that like chocolate cherry. Like it has a tiny bit of brown to it, but it's more of that like mahogany tone. Whereas the shade next to it, Taboo, is more of that like deep, cool toned, like ready berry. These are, I mean, I'm kind of like rubbing in, I'm not going crazy, but I am getting a little bit of powdery kick up on these dark shades, if you guys can see right there. So just be careful. That also means that chances are that you're going to want to tap off your brush really well if you go in to use these on when you already have face makeup on, because they will probably give you a decent bit of fallout. I'm going to try to pay more attention here as I like swatch. I was just getting so excited by those shades that who knows, maybe I was digging in a little bit. Okay, these ones aren't kicking up quite as much. So like I could have just been like being a beast. But in the swatch, like, I don't know if you guys will be able to see that, but in the swatch, there's some powder underneath. So just be a little careful. I don't know where that came from. Oh, so good. So I don't mind that. I mean, there's a lot of pigment in these shadows. Like these are definitely like pressed pigments. So they are going to kick up a bit more, but you just want to be careful. So we're going to give this a little knockoff right here. Okay. I just didn't want to get the like deep grungy row into my pastel row. So we're definitely going to have to use some of these. Like this is just going to be perfect. Okay, let's see if we can get this off. And I'm going to use 2 different primers too for my eyes, just so we can kind of see how they work. So I figured that I would go through and use the Urban Decay Eden primer on one side, just because I know and use this primer all the time. It's sort of like a ride or die for me. And then I thought on the other side, we could use this color fix. This is Nude 2. It is not by any means white, but it is very, very light. So I thought we could use this one to put the neons over the top. So that's my plan so far. Hey, thank you everyone for coming in. Hey, Rupi. All right, let's get down to business. So I think I'm just going to, do I have a scratchy? Okay. So let's go ahead. What do we want to see first? Do we want to see grungy dark or neon bright first? Let me know. Thank you for hopping on, Sarah. I am kind of like, I sort of feel like I want to start with the neons because I feel like they're going to have less fallout, but I don't know. Maybe that's what we'll do. So let's go through. I'm going to take just the tiniest. Okay, Liz says bright. So literally like a little like doop of the color fix. Grab a little synthetic brush here. We'll go through with the BK Beauty 205. Oh, speaking of BK Beauty, did anybody decide to snag the Angie Hot and Flashy bundle? I totally got it. I thought I would have it. I thought maybe if I was lucky, I would have it for tonight, but it's supposed to be here tomorrow. So a review on that one will be coming soon, but I am so darned excited because after the first time I tried BK Beauty, you guys know I love the BK Beauty brushes, but after the first time I tried them, I messaged them and I was like, can we please get a flat shader brush, because we need something to apply shimmers, because I know a lot of us that know and love BK Beauty want to have something to apply our shimmers with if you want like high impact. So I'm just kind of buffing that in. Now, after I lay down this primer, I could go through and use a little bit of translucent setting powder, but that will like soften the pigment that we see. So I want for this like neon side, I want to give us the brightest impact possible. But I think laying down that really light tone without it being too white is going to help. It'll be somewhere in the middle. Oh, yes, that's right. Rupi, you said you got the orange unit set. I am so excited to see what you think. I know you said you like your units brushes, so I'm hoping you're going to do a video on those. All right. So, well, I know I want to use the yellow one, so that's going to be the one we're going to start with. So let's take Shocked. Ooh, yes. Lisa, thank you. Because that concealer brush was the second reason why I wanted to get this set, because I absolutely love my 101. And when they were like, oh, it's like a mini version, I was like, just take my money right now. Just do it. I don't even need to know the rest. Now, obviously, I'm assuming that Lisa will be offering these brushes as singles eventually, but you know, just offering the like intro pack right now. I mean, that's a pretty pigmented yellow. I want to see if it's coming up true. I think it's coming up pretty true, but I actually think it's a little bit brighter in person. I don't want to be so bright that you guys, or I don't want to be so dark that you can't see, but I don't want to be so bright that it like isn't showing true to color either. All right, so I'm going to use the same brush and we're going to go into Power, which is the neon orange. I'm definitely like giving my brush a little tap tap here. And I'm just patting first before I go through and like start to swipe, just to eliminate any of that like hiccup. I tell you what, these are pretty bright. I would say on the eye where like this almost looks like an orangey pink. It's not quite like orange, but it's definitely more of like that orangey pink. Whoa, so pretty. I wish there was a way for you guys to plug in and so that we could all like actually chat while I'm like putting this on. Hey, Yanara. All right, I'm going to grab a separate brush. We're going to take this is a ColourPop E9 brush. I just tried to grab some small brushes. And I'm going to go into Chemistry. Let's use the green. She's pretty. These are, I mean, for just having like, yes, obviously I have like a lighter base on, but it's not like it was a white. I feel like this is coming up pretty nicely for not having like a really, really white color. Okay, so now I'm just going to take a bit of that original yellow shade and just overlap here. Because I like this. This is the Spectrum KJH 17, because this does have a little bit of blendability to it. Oh, I like it. Yes, yes. Okay, and then just wiping that off, and we're going to add just a little bit more of that green. I don't want to like blend them too much because it'll get a little murky, but so I'm just kind of like going back and forth and building that up a little bit. I feel like I lost that orange a bit. So pretty. Very fun. Oh, we're talking about Dirty Martini. So I don't have any glam light shadows, and I've been waiting for them to come out with a color story that I would like, and I feel like that one might be it. All right, now let's go ahead and pop some color on the lid. We're going to do Charged and Pulse, I think. I want to do like a mostly just like the neon brights, just to see what that's like, especially with my brand new toy of my UV light. Oh, thanks, Rupee. I hope this kind of gives you some answers. I mean, so far, after just using a few of the shadows, I am pretty impressed. Like, I feel like if someone can make a good neon, they're going to have good formulas because neons are so hard. By the way, this is the Spectrum A16. So back to BK Beauty, you know how, like, obviously Angie Hot and Flashy, she sort of, caters, I guess, a bit more to the over 50 crowd. I'm just turned 40 and I'm like having a hard time seeing the numbers on brushes sometimes. So I'm like, I wonder if they like made it a little easier to see. That would probably be good. Oh. Ooh, okay. So I missed out. I did not expect Nomad to sell out so fast, and I was still kind of hemming and hawing. And then boom, it was gone. But now I have like major like regrets, and I do want to get it. So I don't know. We'll see. Taking Pulse and just adding this to the outside. I'm just kind of going for like a watercolory vibe here. So like not really like putting everything like completely straight, almost like having like neon camo going on, I guess I would say. Let's see, I'm going to grab a little bit of that Shocked shade. And well, we only have one more, so I'm just going to go ahead and add the blue one in. Oh, yes. Okay, Pat McGrath. I didn't get Odin's Eye, but I did get the Pat McGrath. So many things coming. And I don't know how soon I'm going to be able to play with all of it. Jeremy and I are actually going to be out of town for about a week. So I have some pre-filmed content that I'll be sharing with all of you, but it won't be with those things because those things will all be here after I've gone. So sorry about that. My videos are probably going to be up later. So, but I'm still excited to play with everything, obviously. All right, I'm ready for my, trip to the grocery store. I'm going to get a little bit, I just feel like this orange color keeps like getting lost. Tell you what, for neons, these are looking pretty good. And I have very, very minimal fallout. I only have fallout like right underneath from the pink. And I have a feeling that's probably just from like trying to get my brush into that inner corner. That's pretty impressive. Ooh, Liz, you're a girl after my own heart talking about Katie. Yeah, I really like this. I kind of want to put some shimmer on it, but I don't want it to mess up like the UV light. So I don't know that I'm going to do that. Maybe like some shimmer underneath. Maybe I'll just do some shimmer underneath. Let's put a little concealer under the eye on this side here. I'm not going to go too crazy. I'm just going to use my Maybelline Fit Me. And we're going to blend that out with a Luxie brush, tapered blending. And by the way, this palette does not have a mirror in it, which I'm okay without a mirror. I really don't feel like I need a mirror in any palettes anymore because I never use the palette for a mirror. Do you guys use your eyeshadow palette mirrors? I almost always use something like this, like something I can hold up. It makes the palette lighter. It makes it less expensive for the company, so therefore less expensive for us. I'm just like, just stop putting mirrors in things. All right, I'm just going to set that with a little bit of my RCMA. Boy, all of you, I'm not sure how I'm going to do in my project pan here. I'm trying to get the this RCMA powder like done, but it's not happening yet. Especially because I'm not really wearing like base makeup very often. All right. Okay, which shimmer? Hey, Molly. Long time no see, girl. All right, so shimmers. Which should we use under the eye? Oh, a little chunk of energy just came out. I'm thinking maybe why don't we use all three? What the hell? Do you like how I ask you and then I just decide? So let's do the purple. What? I want to be staying with you. Get some Le Labo. Dang. All right, so I'm taking Euphoric. That's that like what I called like almost like a cornflower color. Cornflower is like more purple probably, but I don't care. Or more blue, not more purple. But this does, like, it has that little bit of blue hint to it. And then let's do underneath. We're going to put underneath the lash line. And I'm just doing this dry, by the way. I'm not wetting my brush at all. I'm going a little bit more, little deeper, like definitely dragging it down a little bit more than I probably normally would, but just so that we can see the color a little bit. I think that these shimmers, especially these more like colorful ones, aren't going to be like crazy impactful unless you wet them, but I'm okay with just going like this for now, just for that little bit. And then we'll do Limitless at the very end. Ooh, I really, really like this Limitless shade. I mean, it's green, so obviously very, very pretty. Okay. And no fallout. Like, oh, a tiny, tiny, tiny bit. And of course, all of my stuff is still packed up from traveling. Like all of my normal brushes that I use every single time. All right, let's just put on a little bit of liner. Because I think that this look calls for some liner. Ooh, what do you think? Should we use, I'm going to pull out this neon purple from JD Glow. I haven't used this one in a long time. And I do have some lashes that I want to put on, but I will probably wait. I'll probably wait until after the live and then just pop them on. If you guys want to see with photos, I'll of course be sharing some photos probably tomorrow. Maybe not tomorrow, maybe Tuesday. So yes, my recent purchases are hold on. My recent purchases are obviously this Blend Bunny Surge palette. I have the BK brushes coming in. I also got the Pat McGrath new Mothership Mega. I'm very excited for that. Am I out of the loop? Did anyone else think that the other products were coming out on launch day? I was talking to my friend Aileen from Aether Beauty, and we were both like, where's the other stuff? And so finally I was like, nah, I'm just going to get these now. I'm not waiting. And then I was like, oh, I must have missed the fact that it was just going to be the palette launching today. Yeah, I think it definitely, like the liner kind of like adds a little something, like some structure to such a whimsical look. Need just a little more over the center. My brush is getting wonky in this liner. All right. Oh, Molly, I missed it. What are we talking about here? I'm missing. You swatched this palette? Oh, Millie talked you out of Surge? Why is that, Rupi? Because you have the blends palette, or hold on, I need details. I need details. All right. So here we are. I'm just going to let that liner go. And let's curl, and we'll do some mascara. Can't do my Bite Beauty because it's in my makeup bag. Dang it all. I guess we'll go with Charlotte. So I cannot wait to try out some of these darker shades. Let me know in the comments what you want to see. Do you want to see, oh, now I got to put some color back. Do you want to see a certain particular shade from the like more deep grungy tones? I'm thinking like some orange for sure. I knew that was going to happen because this is almost like liquid latex vinyl-y feeling. So I knew the minute that the lash curler hit it, it was going to want to like pull some of that off. But if I curled my lashes first, well, then the lashes would be in the way and I would make a hot mess of the liner. It's a lose-lose situation, people. So, by the way, I'm using the Charlotte Tilbury Legendary Lashes Volume 2. Trying not to make the mascara face. I feel like we need a little colored liner in our waterline. So I have to be honest, I would rock this look. Like I would maybe, if I was going to wear it to like work, I would maybe not put anything on the lower lash line just to like keep it, I don't know, a little bit brighter. I'm going to go through with this LA Girl Shockwave Neon Eyeliner in my waterline. just to add a little pop. All right. So should we try out the UV light? I'm really curious. So I'm going to go ahead and Rupi says she wants to see a grungy look. We're going to do grungy for sure. I do like a good grungy look, but I wanted to do both. Take mascara, pick faces or face picks. Yeah. Hey, Kara. Hello, hello. All right. So I'm going to turn off this. Maybe. My lighting crew is taking the night off. Am I ready for the club? I wish I could just walk around like this. Wouldn't it be cool if you could have like eye makeup that was that bright? Fun. That's a lot of fun. Can you guys see in the I can't tell because I can't see. I'm trying to keep my eye closed. This is a lot of fun. So I feel like the purple isn't as reactive, but the rest of them are crazy reactive. It's weird how this shade right here, I'm trying to keep one eye open. This shade here, the yellow shade, is sort of like green and yellow. That's fun. Oh. Hey, Aileen. Okay, well, now you know if you're going to the club. If you follow Aileen over to Club Kroger, you'll know what it's going to look like in the UV light. So I'm curious, should we, next time, I wonder what it's going to look like. I'm going to do it on my arm because I'm wondering if you put a shimmer over the top of the neon, it's probably going to take the neonness away, right? I would think so. Let's try it out. Like it'll take the UV reactive away because it'll be blocked, but we're going to give it a go. I'm putting that pulse shade and then I'm going to put all mine over the top just so we can see. Just because we're experimenting, I'm just curious because like I would want my whole look to show up like that. So I probably wouldn't add anything else if I was going to the club and going to be around a UV light. Yeah, it loses. It still has a little bit, but it's not as magical. All right, thanks for letting me play. Ooh, iridescent shimmer. Hold on, let's try it. I've got some right here. Maybe. Yeah. All right. Let's do a different color. Let's take chemistry. I just got that all over. We're going to take chemistry. All right. So then we're going to take, I have Terra Moon Space Baby. Let's put that over the top. Yeah. So you guys can see where I laid Space Baby over the top. Okay. I feel like that's still, it's not as reactive, but it does still have a little bit. I'm going to get this really nice and close. It loses it. I mean, which kind of makes sense. I feel like the iridescent is the way to go. So if you are going to the club and you want your look to be popping, make sure you put an iridescent over the top of the neons or you're going to lose that a little bit. So now you know. The more you know, right? Okay, let's go ahead and get a little grungy on this side. So we're going to lay down the Urban Decay. Getting a little creasage here. And we'll blend that out. And obviously this shade, I mean, it's still giving us a bit more like coverage and brightness, but it's not as opaque as that Color Fix. So for anybody who's coming in a little late, I used the Danessa Myricks Color Fix in Nude 2 as my base for this side, as like a little primer. And I plan on being up. Let's see, what time is it right now? So I plan on being up for a hot minute because I do want to get some of that pre-filmed content edited for all of you while Jeremy and I are gone. So I will post a picture in my Instagram stories so that we can see just how long this lasts. I'll set my face when we're all done, and then I'll let you know how long it lasts with the Color Fix underneath. Because I have a feeling like really soft, powdery neon shadows, I wouldn't think that they normally have a lot of like time on this planet, but I have a feeling that having a Color Fix underneath is really going to help that. All right, Grungy, let's do this. So we're going to take some eye tape. I'm just going to take a moment because I feel like I'm like out of the chat. Yeah, I love Space Baby. All right. So let's get this down. Get my baby hairs out of the way. What is going on? All right. So we're going to do Grungy. Does anybody have a color in specific that they want to see? I'm definitely going to use a little bit of shimmer and a little bit of grunge in this one. All right. I'm assuming that Tori means purple. Mary says red. You all just want to see all of it, right? All right. Like navy and burgundy. So all the colors, I'm getting a little bit of everything. All right. I definitely want to use that grunge shade just because that one was like really, really speaking to my heart. So let's go ahead and start with her. We're going to take a B12 from Spectrum and take that grunge shade. Oh, ha, ha. This is vampy. This kind of reminds me of like MAC Rebel. Anybody remember that lipstick? Or like, oh, was it like Pure Heroine? I cannot remember. Hey, Aileen, you are good. And then let's grab a little bit of that Linger shade, which is that like blue. It's a very, very, very dark blue though. So like it's definitely, it's hard to even call it navy because it's so, it's like a navy and a black. Boy, these are pigmented. I mean, like, whoa. And this set is going on the lid. I don't know if it's because I'm using a small brush and just like tamping it in. I have very, very minimal fallout, but they look like almost creamy on the lid, like in a good way. Need a little bit more of that grunge shade. Ooh, but these deeper shades are really like picking up and kicking up a little bit in the pan. So just, again, be careful. Good. I'm glad that they are showing. Thank you. Okay. I am going to use that like, kind of like, I'm going to take this shade here, which is locked, and then I'm going to layer that shimmery green over the top for the inner corner. I feel like I can't find any of my flat shaders. All right, so we're going to take locked. Oh, this shade is so pretty. Okay, 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 okay. If you love a good army khaki green, this is gorgeous. Oh. Whoa. And this is this locked shade again from that second row. Mm-hmm. Wowie zowie. Okay, then I'm going to take, I brought one in. Where did it go? I'm going to take this inner corner shader, and I'm actually going to use that Limitless shade. And wet my brush with Fix Plus. And we're going to just put this into that inner corner. Hair. Random hair. Welcome to my world where random hair makes me mad all the time. So I definitely think that these shimmers are going to work best with a glitter glue down. I don't feel like they're like the most impactful on their own, even wet a little bit, which is fine, but I'm not doing that right now. So I'm just sort of like blending those two together. But I definitely feel like you want a finger or a glitter primer, because I don't feel like this is coming up like super like boom. Yeah, Tammy, I think that this is the first time Blend Bunny has made shimmers. All right, so I'm going to take that locked shade again and just kind of like blend these two together. Just so I can kind of like have like a nice little marriage ceremony here. Ooh, I'm definitely getting fallout from this shade, which is fine. That's why I didn't put a lot of concealer on yet. All right, so then let's start working with some of these pastels. I'm going to go ahead and go through and use a mix of these bright shades and the pastels to sort of like blur out this inner line. And I don't by any means, I mean, obviously I don't really have, this is definitely a first impressions, but I don't have like a major feel for these shimmers yet. But I just feel like they're not like, you know, crazy impactful. That pastel green is coming up almost like a little bit teal. So just be kind of aware of that. And then I'm using the mid-tone green. So I'm just using this tiny little Sigma E36 brush to sort of get some color in the middle there. And then I'm going to go over all of it with a like a fluffier blending brush. And then we'll take another clean one and use that Rush shade. This is this like kind of smoky blue shade. So like I was saying, I really think that you could do like a row, like this row and have a monochromatic look, this row and have a monochromatic look. So that's kind of what I'm doing. I'm just blending those shades like kind of up. Boy, it's been a hot minute since I've done like a really cool toned look. I mean, other than that like grunge shade. I feel like everything is pretty cool toned here. Yeah, Aileen. So sometimes I go through and I just do like a transition shade first just to like lay out the shape a little bit. But I do always feel like if I lay down the crease and then I lay down the shimmer, if I want it to be blended, I always end up blending it out anyway. So it's like, well, that was silly. And then I'm just going to take a bigger brush. Oh, I definitely have a little bit of fallout. And we're just going to blend. This is just a dry brush. This is the Sonia G Mini Booster, by the way. Trying to get better about talking about the brushes. Ooh. All right, and then let's try this white hot shade because we can. I'm trying to use as many of these colors for all of you that I can. So I would consider this as like almost like an eraser shade. All right, I feel like I need a little bit more of that shimmer because actually I'm going to try it on this little silicone jobby. Let's try that. You guys know, I don't think I could get my finger into this inner corner anyway. But I feel like I kind of blended that away with that light color, the like pastel tone. Now, I don't know about all of you, but when it comes to not having any like nudes or neutrals in this palette, I'm okay with that. I know that there's probably some people are like, oh, there's like, other than basically Cutout, which is like the one sort of like peachy shade, there really isn't anything that I would consider to be like a nude or a neutral. And I am 100% fine with that. Like, I feel like this palette was meant to have that creative vibe. And, you know, you can always pull in a companion palette if you really need some, you know, some more neutral colors. So I'm actually kind of glad that this doesn't have that because I feel like it sort of takes away from the vibe of all of it. I'm just adding that grunge back in. I kind of feel like I lost it a little bit. Now, the only thing is I feel like there's not a shade that is like a really good shade to blend grunge out if you're looking for monochromatic, because the one up from it is this bright, bright shade, and then you have a pastel pink. Oh, Haley, you're totally fine. Please. Oh, Rupi, I missed it. Sorry. Which brush is which? Come back to me and let me know. I was so busy blending. I got in my zone. But let me know. All right. I like this. I feel like we're just a little bit unblendy here. So I'm going to take that Rush shade right here. Yeah, I wish there was like one more. Maybe I'll take a little bit of that Taboo shade. That's the like brighter red. I wonder if that would be. Yeah, actually that's doing a good job kind of blending those. Oh, the one that I'm using now. This is the Sigma E36. Oh my God, I love this brush. This is like, it's like a very baby blending brush. It's so cute. I love it. Yeah, this one, I don't know where my mini booster went. This is the mini booster. All right, I like that. So yeah, that's what I did. I was trying to blend this one out, but there really isn't anything. So I just went right over here, and that worked really well to blend these. Also, there is blue neon eyeshadow all over from that broken energy shade. Whoopsie. All right, let's go ahead and take a little bit of this Chills shade. This is where you could just like keep going and going and blending, right? So eventually you have to stop. Isn't that the rule? All right, let's take this off. Can you guys see all of that fallout I got under there? Whew. So satisfying. Now I need to get rid of that. That's crazy. Boy, I tell you what, I mean, I did kind of go back and forth a little bit, but these shades, these mattes all blend really, really beautifully. Even the neons. And if you've worked with neons before, maybe you've seen that they can really get patchy very quickly, especially the more you touch them. Like I feel like neons get angry after a while, and the more you touch them, like they're like, no, get away from me. I'm not playing nice anymore. The Lashify lashes. So Lisa, I haven't tried the Lashify lashes, but I just got the Falscara lashes off of Kara from Beauty and the Frizz. She really likes the Falscara, and I feel like the Falscara are sort of like the low-end version of Lashify, because Lashify are the ones like they're like semi-permanent and they go underneath your lashes, right? So I haven't tried that, but I'm going to try the Falscaras and I'm going to do a video on it. I just haven't had the time yet. Okay, so I don't know if I have my Refer ones out here. They're probably all in my clean bin, actually. I'll have to look. Molly, is this the one that you were saying is like the Refer 13? I think that this brush is less packed. It's fluffier. Like, so what I'll do when I can find my 13, because I don't think I have it here. Now I'm curious. Now I'm going to look for all of you. Hold on. So I washed a ton of brushes recently, and then I just never put them away. Please stand by. I'm looking through them. That's a Wayne Goss. All right. I'm going to find my, I'll find my Refer 13 and I'll post pictures on Instagram showing them because they are a bit different. I'm almost sure I have that. Okay. So let's get some concealer on. Do you guys ever lose something and you know it's like right in front of you and you're like, where did I put it? I'm having that moment right now with my concealer. Where did I put you? Oh, well. We'll just go through with a bit of this one. We're going to go through with the Too Faced Born This Way concealer. This look can use a little bit more coverage anyway. But I'm just going to use a tiny, tiny bit. Now, the only thing that I'm missing in this palette, you guys, and I know you're probably going to roll your eyes at me, but I would like one light, bright inner corner shade. Like I feel like that is missing from this a bit. So that's my one. It's my one thing. I wish there was just something that could be an inner corner, but obviously if I was wearing like a face highlight, that wouldn't be as big of an issue. So if I use tape for a look, I always come back through and just use a blender just to sort of like, I want it to be like sharp, but I don't want it to be like so crispy that it just looks like crazy. Just need a little bit more there. So I'm just going to use that. Use the matte white. I will, Rupee, for this. Yeah. In fact, I saw Millie do that in something recently and I was like, oh, That's cool. But like, you know me, I love something bright and shimmery. All right, I'm just going to use a little bit of that powder again. So far, I'm very, very happy with this. I will say, and I didn't expect the shimmers to be, the shimmers aren't going to be like the brands that are known for their shimmers. Let's face it. Like this brand is known for having killer blendable mattes, but it is nice to have them in the palette if you just want to use one palette. They seem to be very nice. I'm going to play with them more. I'll obviously probably like at the end of the month do a roundup and sort of talk more about how I feel about this. And by the end of the month, I mean like next month perhaps, since we're almost at the end of the month. All right, let me take I'm going to take a tiny little pencil brush with that white hot shade. Oh, you wish that it didn't have the shimmers or the pastels? Yeah, I mean, to me, the pastels are totally just going to be for blending. Like, I probably won't use them all that much. All right, I think that looks good. I feel it's blended. I think it's just the shimmer that makes it look like it's maybe not blended right here. Okay, lower lash line, lower lash line. We're going to take that purple. Let's do that. I have a Rephr 3. We're going to take Covet. Oh my gosh, this shade is so pretty. And I'm getting a little bit of fallout, so I'm just going to like stamp. And then I'll blend. Woo! Oh my gosh, I feel like I almost want to, like this is like the tiniest, this is the tiniest blending brush, but I feel like it just like blended like crazy. All right, I'm going to take a little bit of this on the edge of my brush just to blend that up. And then I'm taking the Rephr 1, just dry. Because I just want to get rid of that, like, here's where my stripe was, look. I love this. I feel like this palette is so good and so rich as far as the mattes go. Like I said, the shimmers are okay. I'm going to take my concealer, whatever's left on this brush, and just kind of like smoosh it into this. Is this grungy enough for you, Rupi? I still want to blend this. Ugh. So every time I do something where it has a sharp, crispy edge, I'm always like, I feel like it needs to be a little bit more blended. I'm missing the convo. Okay, yeah, I definitely agree, Molly. Like, I think if you have blends and you are thinking about getting Surge, I think that the only reason to get it would be for these neons, because I don't think that the colors in the blends palette were quite as neon, if I'm not mistaken. Again, I don't have that one, so I'm just speaking to what I think just from seeing them. Like there were definitely some brights, but like, I don't know. I feel like you probably don't need both. If you don't have it already, I feel like it's almost like, well, Do you want the brights and the neons, or the neons, not the brights? There are definitely brights in the Blend Bunny. Do you want shimmers? Because I think these are going to be nice shimmers. I'm really excited to use the metallic ones just to see what they look like on the eye. Those ones are definitely more of like a foiled shadow. So I think that they're going to be like really like bam, impactful. But again, I used quite a few shades tonight, but I only have 2 eyeballs. So I feel like it's a tricky, tricky task. So we'll pop some mascara on here. Ooh, Rupee mini palettes. Yes, that would be awesome. But not monochromatic. Is anybody else over monochromatic? Like, give me color options. This is why I have a hard time with like quads or even quints sometimes, because if they're monochromatic, I just get bored really, really easily. Like, I have the Sweet Shop Pistachio from BH Cosmetics, and that has some really, really pretty shades in it, but I almost never reach for it because it's so monochromatic. Like, I love a good green eye, but I just want, I don't know, I want to throw in there, I want a gold in there, I want a nude, or I want green and yellow, or, you know, something, I don't know, it's just never enough for me. So Molly, you say that the grunge isn't as different from the blends. I definitely did see that there were quite a few. When Millie did her swatches, I saw that there was like quite a few that were close. I'm using the Urban Decay 24/7 waterline pencil. I really like this pencil. It stays for a really long time. Oh, I should have gotten out one of the Stila ones that I got from the Ulta 24 hour, the Ulta 21 Days of Beauty sale. Next time. All right, more mascara. And I will totally be putting lashes on and do some fun like lash pictures. I really like this mascara. I don't necessarily think I'd pay Charlotte Tilbury prices for it, but it does give you some really good fluttery volume. Oh, of course, one little speck, one dang speck. I love a good deep eye. I know now that we're getting into fall and winter, I'm definitely going to wear more deep eye looks. But this summer, I kind of felt like, honestly, this summer, I just wanted like light nude or like just a little bit of bright on the eyes. I don't know. I just didn't need anything super deep. What are you guys all planning on wearing color story wise this fall? Are you like a warm, quote unquote, pumpkin spice kind of person? Are you like deep grungy? For like October, do you get like kind of grungy and get into that like Halloween spirit? Oh, you messaged her about about the mini palettes. That's awesome. All right, so I have to say I really like both of these looks. I definitely feel like this eye could benefit from some eyelashes, which I will totally end up putting on. What time are we at here? We're at 8:19. So I don't have any blush on. I think I'm going to pull out this one here. So we can use my new Nabla blush while we're chatting. So, I mean, I think for, what was this? $43. And again, I don't have the blends palette. I think for $43 plus using Millie's code Millie to save 10%, I think that this is a really nice palette. I've been pretty happy with it. Again, the shimmers, I will have to play with a little bit more. I think that they're going to be a good average shimmer. They're not going to be anything. You're probably never going to be like, what do I want to wear today? I want to pull out my Surge palette so I can use those shimmers. I don't think that's ever going to be it, but I do think that they are nice. I just don't think that they're going to be like so memorable. So this is the shade Truth, by the way. And I'm using the Wayne Goss number 10 brush. So I talk about it in the haul video that I have coming out, but I was so miffed that the deeper, more like watermelon shades sold out. Like it must have been like 12:01. They sold out. I was like, oh, okay, I guess I'm not getting the deeper shades. I guess I'm just getting the lighter shades, but that's all right. I got 2 shades in this and I'm not mad at it. It's fine. I'm just going to work this kind of like up into my temples. This is pretty. What did I say? This was truth. I like it a lot. All right. Now I feel like I need some lip gloss though. Should we get something sparkly? Searching. Don't you guys feel like I need a little something? Okay, let's pull out Pat McGrath. This is the shade, Divine Rose. So we'll put this on just for a little hydration and shimmer. This almost is like a perfect match for this Myth lip liner. Yeah, I like it. All right, I'm going to zoom you guys out just a little bit so we can kind of see. Woohoo! So like I said, I am going to go ahead and leave this on as long as I can, and I will take pictures before I wash my face. I will post it on my Instagram stories, which by the way, if you aren't following me, it's Keep Beauty Real. I will post to see how this look lasts. We were done with this one, what I would say at like 7:30. I'll post and we can see how long this lasts with the color fix underneath. Again, I'm pretty happy. Like honestly, I don't feel like I have a ton of brights. The last time I got a really neon palette, like I feel like some of these grungy shades, I have a little bit in the Kaleidos Club Nebula palette, but they're like kind of somewhere in between these 2 rows. The last like bright palette I got was honestly the Urban Decay Electric palette. That is how long ago I got bright colors. So I'm definitely excited to have some neons here. I think that, some of these shades are going to be really poppy. You guys know the next time I pull out this palette, I'm going to be using that orange for sure. So I think this is going to be a good one to play with this fall and winter. And again, we'll be able to use these bright shades in the spring and summer. So let me see. Does anybody have any questions? Do you have a favorite look? I seriously, like, I would totally wear this. I don't think that I would have the lower lash line done. I think I just want it to be like the upper lid and like be really banging, but I think I would totally wear this. I mean, I would wear this one too, but I feel like this is more like me, whereas this one is just like, boom, really neon. I'm very impressed. Like, I have to say, like, this makes me want to get the original Blends palette because it does have all mattes. It has more shades. So now I'm going to have to like look at some things. Maybe, I don't know, maybe we'll see if there's like a little Black Friday deal. Maybe I would get it, but I'm definitely very happy from first glance. I think, again, if you use a discount code, you're going to get it for under $40. I think that that's a great thing. I am a little bit worried again about how soft these are with this one having busted. And I know that several people have had that one shatter. So if you're someone who's wanting to be able to throw this in a bag and travel with it, hopefully you take care of your makeup more than the mail takes care of our makeup. But who knows? It could have honestly just been something. Maybe they were playing Frisbee. I don't know. But again, thanks to Blend Bunny for being so sweet and sending me another palette. We'll have to see. I have a feeling I'm going to be super nice and I'm going to keep this like slightly flawed palette, and I will probably put the Blends Bunny palette into my 2,000 subscriber giveaway. I cannot believe, by the way, thank you all so much. Like, we are already at just about 1,500 subscribers. I'm like tipping at that point, and I cannot believe that. That's crazy. Thank you all so much for your support. It's just weird to me. So thank you. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments. You can always DM me on Instagram as well. So I'm taking these notes for myself. I'm going to give you guys a check-in on both of these looks. I'm going to pull out a picture of the Refer 13 versus the Sigma E36 so we can compare those. Is there anything else anybody needs? Oh, I am at 1.5K. See what happens? See what happens when I have a day away and I'm doing hair and makeup? All right. I've had a lot of fun. This was so much fun. I'm going to throw some lashes on. I'm going to take some pictures so that we can see these up and detailed. I'm probably going to try to do them with my DSLR so that we can like really get nice and detailed. I want to thank you all so much. So much. It's always fun to get to hang out with you. I have missed you guys so much. I have not done a live in like a month and a half, I think. And so it's nice to get to come and chit chat. Hopefully someday there'll be something where like we can all chat together. That would be great. It might be like a hot mess Zoom call, but I hope we can make it work because I would really love to get to hear everybody. So thank you all so much. This has been a lot of fun. If you have any questions, let me know. If you like this video, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up. That really helps me out. Good night, guys. I'll see you really soon.